So you have sent your marketing email and it has arrived safely in your subscriber's inbox. Will they or won't they open it? If they do open it, why have they chosen to open it? If they don't open it, why have they chosen not to open it? After all, it has some great content and some very generous offers inside, and you have also passed the first major hurdle of bypassing the email client's spam filters for it to land in their inbox. Now there are essentially 6 emotions that trigger a motive for a recipient to act when presented with an email in their inbox, and therefore if you are able to tap into these 6 emotions that drive behaviour with your email marketing campaigns, then you can encourage a greater response from your recipients and therefore an increase in open rates. So let's take a look at these 6 emotions. Fear is one of the greatest emotions and one of the biggest motivating factors that drive our behaviour. People do crazy things in response to fear and make some big decisions based on this often unfounded emotion. Very often, fear can be broken down to mean false expectations appearing real. This is because fear is most commonly in the modern world based on a belief that something in the future will negatively impact our lives. Now rarely in the modern world are we faced with full-on, genuine, imminent fear of personal harm. It is more than likely that the fear will be concerned with our future and most commonly our personal finances. And this brings me on to another type of fear, which is a real modern phenomena. FOMO, the fear of missing out. Wikipedia describes the fear of missing out as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experiences from which one is absent. The social anxiety is characterized by a desire to stay continually connected with what others are doing. So to be clear, these are the types of fears that we want to tap into. We don't want your subscriber to fear death or personal harm if they do not open the email. We want to tap into their anxieties around their future and what they might possibly miss out on if they do not open your email. So here are some examples of subject lines that tap into this emotion to drive your customer to click on your email. Breaking news. Economists predict imminent recession. Are you ready? Now this of course taps into people's financial anxieties about the future. This offer disappears at midnight tonight. Now this of course creates urgency as your subscriber will fear missing out on a great offer. Your invitation expires in 24 hours. This subject line has the same desired effect, but it adds more of a personal touch to make it look more exclusive to them. Don't get left behind. A classic FOMO email subject line. Now no one likes to get left behind with anything. They want to keep up with the Joneses. So there you have it, some great examples that tap into fear. So have a think about some more subject lines that are more relevant to your type of business, that tap into fear as an emotional driver to open your emails. Exclusivity. Now people want to feel like you care, which of course you do, and therefore they like to feel like they are being offered something exclusive, either in return for their loyalty or simply because of who they are. Now we can tap into this emotion of feeling exclusive by using subject titles such as a special thank you just for you. If you're aiming for exclusivity, it is important to make the email personalized. Your personal invitation. Here is your exclusive sneak preview to my new course. Now essentially, you want to make your client feel like they're getting something that everyone else is not getting. Now how can you use exclusivity in your emails? Greed is another incredibly strong emotion that drives people's behaviour and can also often drive people to do terrible things. Think of all the people in prison who have committed crimes in response to their greedy desires. It is one of human beings' strongest emotions that drive behaviour. So, it is an emotion that we can tap into to get what we want from our email marketing campaign. Now, if we can offer our clients something that feeds their greed, then we are on to a winner. Let's take a look at some subject lines. Millionaire businessman reveals his secret to success. Now, there are not many people out there who would say no to becoming a millionaire. And of course, they would love to know the secret. Double your income in 6 months. Now, of course, with emails aimed at tapping into greed, you do need to strike the balance between offering them something appealing and not being too sensationalist. Refer a friend and earn cash. Earning cash just for referring a friend. Yes, please. Now, this is a common tactic used by a lot of businesses and is essentially a win-win for all parties. So could you adopt this approach with your business if you don't already? Guilt also taps in to another very common human emotion, anxiety. Now, if you can achieve the effect of someone feeling guilty or anxious if they don't click on your email, then you can dramatically increase your open rates. Now, we are not talking about causing our clients mental health issues here, or huge regret if they don't click on it, but simply a subtle underlying feeling that urges them to press that open button. Now, here are some examples of what I'm talking about. Insurance cover. Are your family safe? Now, everyone wants to be sure that their family are safe and that they are doing everything that they can to protect them. So, of course, your client will want to open this email to check that they are doing all that they can to ensure the safety of their family. 6 hours left. Don't let this offer expire. Now, this subject line is of course aimed at making your client feel guilty to increase urgency to click on the email. It assumes that the offer is too good to miss. So, your client will feel compelled to open up the email and take a look. Without your help, tigers will be extinct within 10 years. Now, this subject line will make the recipient feel guilty and worried about the tigers, and therefore compel them to open up the email. The need for approval is an emotion which is becoming more and more prominent in a modern age of social media, where people feel compelled to have to gain validation from others in just about all aspects of their lives. Now, people love to post their holiday snaps or even photos of their lunch on Instagram. And so an email subject line appealing to this emotion is an effective way to get those open clicks. Let's take a look at some examples. Get that bikini body in 6 weeks that all of your friends will envy. Now, this subject line has 2 key parts. The first part, get that bikini body in 6 weeks, is appealing on its own. But when you throw in the second part, that all of your friends will envy, this taps into people's need for approval, which will encourage them to open up the email. Double your Instagram followers in a week. Now, this subject line says it all. If someone can learn how to increase their following on social media, they are gaining more validation and approval of who they are and what they have to offer the world. If an email promises this, then it will appeal to a lot of people. Anger. Now, I'm not suggesting you try to rile up your subscriber into a rage, as obviously this will have the opposite effect of what you are trying to achieve. What I am suggesting is that you can subtly generate a feeling of anger from your subscriber, which compels them to open up your email and act on your call to action. Well, how do you do this? Well, you can use anger in a number of ways. Now, one of the ways is by utilizing the shock factor. Now, this is what a lot of health and well-being businesses use, as well as charities. For example, shocking secrets that your doctor is not telling you. The desired effect of this subject line is that you want the client to feel angry that their doctor has not told them something, so they feel compelled to find out what it is. Hunger kills more people every year than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. Will you help? Now, this is really tapping into the anger of the unjustness of the world, as well as the guilt of the recipients at the same time. So take a moment to think about how, if appropriate, you can use anger in your subject lines to compel your recipients to open your emails. And so to close out this video, here are some words which have been proven to trigger emotional responses, which in turn will increase the chances of your subscriber opening up your email. Now, by including any of these words, you'll be tapping into what motivates your client to act. So have a think about this with your next marketing email. Now, if you found this video useful, then please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And you can also check out my website, sidegigjunction.com, for loads of side hustle ideas and support for your home or small business.